Hello, IGCSE students. This is Dr. Asma, your biology teacher. Today we are going to talk about other topic in our coordination chapter. It's about the sensory organ. In our syllabus, you have to know about the structure of the eye as an example for the sensory organs. So let's start. The structure of the eye may be complicated, so we will going to try to simplify it as much as we can. First, you have to know that our eye is covered with 3 layers. First, from the outside to the inside. First, we have the sclera. The sclera is the outermost layer. Okay? It is attached to the external facial bone. This is allows the eyeball to move in all directions. This is the sclera, the gray one here. Okay? Then we have the choroid, the purple one. Okay, the purple one is the choroid. The choroid is rich in blood vessels. Okay, this is enrich the eyeball. Okay, it also has other function. Okay, because of its color. The choroid is black in color. The black color prevents the internal reflection of the light. Okay, we will talk about this later. The light here, when it passes through the lens and fall on the retina, if any light pass from the retina or through the retina, the choroid absorb it and prevent its internal reflection to prevent any confusion in the central nervous system. Okay, so for now, the choroid, the function of the choroid, it is rich in blood vessels, which enrich the eyeball. It also prevents the internal reflection of the light. Okay, the innermost layer, okay, this yellow part, okay, is the retina. Okay, the retina is rich in receptors. Okay, it has what is called photosensitive receptors. These receptors are sensitive to the light, so it absorbs the light and convert this light into an image. Okay, so these are the 3 layers: sclera, choroid, and the retina. The 3 layers. For sclera is a gray one, the purple one is the choroid, and the innermost layer is the retina, which have the receptors. Okay, so let's talk about this part here. Okay, the curved part here, this is the cornea. Okay, the cornea is clear, it is transparent. There is no blood vessels in the cornea. Why? To allow the light to pass. Okay, there is nothing here in the cornea, transparent surface. Okay, so the light passes through the cornea, and behind the cornea we have a black circle in our eye, in the center of the eye. The black circle, this is called pupil. Pupil, okay? Surrounding the pupil, it's the color of the eye. We have someone has green eyes, other has black eyes. What is the colored part? It is the iris, okay? The iris has 2 types of muscle. It has circular muscle and radial muscle. These 2 types of muscle control the size of pupil. Okay, it make the pupil become larger or smaller according to the amount of light that pass through the cornea. Okay, and we will explain it later. So again, the curved part here is the cornea, and behind the cornea in the center, the black area, it's the pupil. The pupil surrounded with colored parts. This is the iris. The iris controls the size of the pupil by its muscles, the circular and the radial. Okay, behind the pupil, okay, directly behind the pupil, we have the lens. Okay, the lens is responsible for focusing the image on the retina. The light here passes, then the lens focus any light pass through here to focus on the retina to form the image. Okay, the shape of the lens can also change, okay, by two things. First, we have the ciliary muscle. This part is the ciliary muscle, okay. We have also the suspensory ligaments, okay. So the ciliary muscle and the suspensory ligament, they are responsible for the change in the shape of the lens, okay. It can be thinner, it can be curved, or it can be flat. This is depending on what? This is depending on the object we are looking to. Is it near or is it far? This is called accommodation and we will talk about it. Okay? So this is all the structures that found here in the eye. The curved one is the cornea. Behind it is the pupil, which surrounding with the iris. Behind the pupil, it's the lens, which is can change in the shape because of the ciliary muscle and the suspensory ligament. Okay? We also have what? We also have this point in the retina. Okay, it's very important. This is called fovea. Fovea. What is the function of the fovea? The fovea is the place where the image is formed. Okay, all the light that pass through the lens must be focused here and fall on the fovea. This is here where the image is formed. Okay, what else we have? We have here the optic nerve. Optic nerve. The optic nerve carries the electrical impulse from the eye to the central nervous system to be able to view the image we are looking to. As you can see here in the fovea, the image is formed is upside down. Okay, so the optic nerve carries electrical impulse to the central nervous system to process the image so we can see it normally. What else? We have here the blind spot. What is the blind spot? This is the blind spot is here. Okay, this is where the intersection between the optic nerve and the retina. Okay, in this point there is no receptor. Okay, no receptor. No image can be formed here. Okay, why? Because there is no receptor. That's why we call it blind spot. Then we have two humor, two liquids. Someone called vitreous humor, and the second one is called aqueous humor. Okay, the aqueous humor is located here in the anterior chamber, just behind the cornea. Okay, the vitreous humor is located here in the posterior chamber. Both liquids are responsible for the maintenance of the shape of the eye. Okay, they also have oxygen and nutrients to enrich the cornea and enrich the eye hole. This is all the structure of the eye. Okay.